What's up, y'all? So this is gonna be the second part of the 4-6 scheme that I have. I'm gonna be showing y'all. I meant for this video to actually come out sooner, but I actually ended up getting sick with COVID over the holidays, so I kind of delayed that whole process. But I'm here making the second part. I mean, going in depth with the first setup of the blitz that I have dialed up in this scheme, and I'm gonna show you all that in this video. So. Um, I saw the first video actually did pretty well for it being my first video. I think it got close to around 500 views at this point. It's kind of crazy to think about because that's the first video that I put out, and I haven't really advertised it at all besides in King Reggie's Discord. That's really the only place I posted it. But anyways, I appreciate y'all watching that, and all I ask is if you guys could do me a favor and drop a thumbs up and a comment down below for the algorithm. It'll I mean the world. I'm trying to grow this channel to show you guys different schemes and concepts to use in Madden if you guys would like to. And I'm just trying to broaden the audience and reach more people. So if you guys could just drop a comment for the algorithm and also drop a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. Anyways, here we go. So I'm gonna give y'all the setups for this play, and I'm also gonna give y'all the tutorial on the screen here. I'll put up the setup on the screen. But anyways, before I give y'all like game footage breakdown and stuff like that, I just want you guys to know that this is not an every down defense. Like, don't come out in this blitz and run it every single down, because it's obviously not going to work as effective as if you were to mix it in with coverages or disguise your looks. Especially if you're playing like weekend league or whatever, and you're playing against people who are somewhat good at the game. You don't want to run this every single play because they're just going to dot your soul away. So just mix it in with whatever you're doing, whether you're playing coverage on other downs. Maybe you want to catch them off guard on like a 3rd and long, or even a 3rd down, whatever, and you just want to get quick heat, then you could come out in this. But I definitely wouldn't run this every single play against your opponent. So this is going to be the first play here, and I'm actually going to break it down. So if you guys remember in the first video, I recommended that you have your DBs, at least 2 of them, with the flat zone KO. And this is like a perfect example to show you guys why I wanted you guys to put those abilities on. Now in here, this was kind of like the early stages of the scheme, so I actually don't have them activated. But I realized to stop a lot of the different route combinations, it's best to have flat zone KO on at least 2 of the DBs. So I'm gonna press play here. So if you see here, as soon as he calls hike, I'm wary of the route combinations. I could see, so he has basically I did the flat adjustments to where my curl flat is set at 5 yards and my cloud flats are set at like 20 or 25. So these guys in the beginning, if I go back a little bit, you can see that they're not even manned up, right? They're just kind of like lined up over the top of them, but I took their man assignments off and I put them in flat zones. And then I put one of the linebackers, I think, in a deep zone. So this is kind of where it's basically very important to be wary with your user on like the different route combinations. So basically if he goes vertical here, or if he goes vertical, I'm basically screwed because they're not manned up, right? So this guy here is playing the deep middle 3rd. So if they go vertical on like the left, on the numbers or outside the numbers here on the left, they pretty much have me beat, right? So as you can see here with my user, I'm just kind of seeing, okay, my man assignment is this guy here, right? On the outside, this tight end. And then I don't have this tight end manned up, but I see that he has him on some sort of like, in route or whatever, or a crosser, a shallow cross. And then this outside tight end is on a corner route. So you can see my user, I'm kind of late to react to it. So he did have like the open window to throw it, but with my user, I'm just there to kind of clean up. And by the time he even has a chance to react, he's already getting hollered at by this guy here. Now, as you can see on the left here, he has like a vertical route with the inside most slot receiver, but the outside guy, it looks like he's on some sort of streak route, but my flat drops so far back, like 20-25 yards, that by the time he even realizes that it's a flat and not a deep zone, he can't throw that or else it'll be a pick. He kind of has to wait for it to clear the flat route. And this 5 yard, excuse me, curl flat has to play the shallow cross by the tight end. So everything here is pretty much bag. I mean, I guess he could kind of throw this in the seam with the receiver, but with this guy hollering at him, he doesn't have a chance to throw it, and it ends up being a pick because he throws it late. He realizes that Randy Moss, it looks like in the middle in the slot, he was vertical and he was open, but with the under pressure and accurate, it makes him throw a pick. And one of the things too, if I rewind it, you can see how I have my pre-play adjustments, right? This linebacker here in the middle is actually manned up on the running back. But a lot of the times what'll happen, if that running back stays in to block and they actually block him, he'll kind of play like a spy, or he'll actually come in as an extra blitzer. So if you see here, as soon as I call hike, he's like running all the way down because he realizes that, hey, my assignment's, not on a route, so I don't have to play any man-to-man assignment on him. And all I have to worry about is my user with, my man assignment was the tight end. No one was manned up on 3 of these options, but I put zones in that spot to kind of account for the route combinations that were possible on that side of the field. So boom, as soon as he has a chance to even make a read, he's getting hollered at, and then boom, it's right straight to my safety, Bo Jackson there. That was like the free one. A lot of this footage is back from like, late November, early December, so this was like way outdated. You can see he had like Vince Young as his quarterback, but that's basically how I set up that first play. It's important to have good fast corners and like guys with, great coverage stats and, speed and all that stuff. Because if you misadjust, that's the one thing, you have to be really good with your adjustments. If you misadjust, you could be in big trouble. All right, so in this footage here, this is one of the perfect examples of the lurker ability here, and I'm not even using. So if you see, as soon as I press play here, I think I was actually base aligned in this play. So you can see this linebacker that should be lined up over this guy right here, man-to-man assignment, is lined up inside. And I don't know what I was doing. I think I was just kind of experimenting to see if base align would work with the blitz, which it did here in this case. And you can see I'm trying to move my user to account for that. And my man-to-man responsibilities on the running back. So as soon as he called hike, I actually kind of get stuck on this blitzer here, or this man-to-man assignment that's lined up on the tight end. So I pretty much leave the running back wide open. But as you can see, he realized, right, if we go back just slightly, that my man-to-man assignment, no one's really lined up over this slot guy, right? So as soon as I call hike, he knows that and he sees it, but hey, he doesn't realize the running back's wide open, and I'm just basically sending this free rusher at him, so he still throws it. And as soon as he throws it, this Devin Bush, which is way outdated at this point, but this is back when I first started experimenting with this scheme, he was a viable option at middle linebacker. And I went ahead and put a lurker on him. So as soon as he throws it, you can see I'm not really using, I think I might have clicked on, but you can see I'm using chin. And as soon as he throws it and he's in the area to make a play, he lights up. So for those of you that thought lurker was like one of those abilities that you had to use her to get the effects, basically from the ability, you're pretty much wrong, because you could see I was using a whole nother guy, and as soon as he threw it, he ended up actually lighting up in that case. Now I actually have another play in the same footage here. This is the same guy. I don't think I was actually base aligned in this play here, but it looks like he's in some sort of Trey White flex look. So he has trips to the left, and then he has a tight end kind of flexed off to the right. And so as soon as I pinch my defense, you can see my man-to-man assignment on the tight end here is actually lined up kind of offset to the right. So he's kind of playing like outside leverage, and you'll see a lot of the times when you pinch, they're not like kind of lined up right on top. They'll kind of just either pinch inside or outside a little bit, and you can see these two receivers, they kind of have inside leverage, right? They're not really lined up on top of them. So I realized that in a lot of these trips formations like Trey Y flex, you're gonna get a lot of passing patterns, crossing patterns from these like crossers that a lot of people like doing. So I kind of leave it like that sometimes. And then this outside tight end though, I realized that he was kind of offset to the right a little bit. So as soon as he calls hike, I'm using Devin Bush here. I see the running back is my responsibility, so I kind of leak to that side, right? And he has a crosser kind of coming over to the right here with his other receiver, which I kind of predicted. And Trey Y flex, it's either crossers or some sort of post patterns, really. And then boom, I'm over here following the running back, but you could see that corner that was kind of guarding the tight end, how he was offset to the right. I knew that if he was gonna go on some sort of inward route, he was gonna beat him basically every single time off the line because he's offset to the right. So I had to kind of leak with my user, and this is where your lurker comes in, because I have lurker on Devin Bush here. Boom. As soon as his name is Devin Bush. I don't know what I'm talking about, but as soon as he threw the ball, boom, I pretty much read that and then, took it for a pick. But that's exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to just knowing route combinations and just knowing the different formations. You have to understand like the situational awareness thing with your user. Even if you're not even, using my blitz, or if you're using someone else's setups for a blitz, say you're blitzing at a nickel or dime or whatever, it's good to just know with your user and know with, the situational awareness, the route combinations that your opponent could put out and all that stuff. So that's basically how I made that play in that scenario. So that's going to be all the setups and breakdowns for this blitz here. I appreciate you guys watching. If you made it this far, go ahead and drop a like and comment for the algorithm. Tell me maybe your setups that you want to throw a twist on this blitz or this formation. And yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you on the next one.
I had to cut out the horn. I just got me a little bit. I got me a little boy. I ain't no matter if I do it. Shit, no matter if I do it.